John Wesley was called to work with the poor from the time he was at Oxford. He regularly fasted, using the money he would have spent on food for the poor. When it came to money, John Wesley lived by the adage, earn all you can, save all you can, and give all you can. He believed that all Christians are called to lives of holiness, that their hearts should be overflowing with a love for God and with love for their neighbors. He called these actions means of grace and believed that God calls us to act on behalf of the less fortunate for two reasons. First, because God calls us to do so and we should be obedient. And second, because acts of mercy are necessary for us to grow in grace. In other words, when we offer grace, love, and compassion to others, we are receiving God's grace, love, and compassion. When this pandemic began to devastate our country early last year, it quickly became apparent that there were many people who were unable to access COVID-19 related relief resources. The self-employed, very small business owners, and undocumented workers. Spearheaded by our district superintendent, a volunteer task force made up of laity and pastors organized and set about coming up with a plan to address the need. Funded by a combination of grants and donations from churches and individuals, the United Methodist Central Valley District COVID-19 Relief Fund became a reality, accepting and funding their first grant applications in June 2020.
When the pandemic hit, Deborah, superintendent, asking me to join the COVID Relief Fund Committee. It's a group of people. We were looking for a fund, and also we are looking for people they need help. As a pastor, I want to shape the way and also the mentality of the Pacific Islander to come here is take whatever opportunity and also whatever benefit in United States. I want to take our congregation to another level to support those they in need, to help. It's easy for us to helping our own nationality. It's easier for us to helping our friends. It's easier for us to help people you know. It's easier for us to help and also to love. But the COVID Relief Fund, then taking us to another level, you help those they not afford to help you, or you can help and also to love people they don't have a chance and opportunity to reward us back with love. With that mentality and also with the heart of love, I want to reshape and shaping our Pacific Islander ministry in Stockton, California. With that mentality, we need to take the further step. So we come together with amount of money to help the COVID Relief Fund, to help those they in need, they don't have opportunity, to love those people they don't love us back. And I believe and I think that's what Jesus taught us. Our reward is not in this earth, but our reward is in heaven. And I'm so thankful for this opportunity. And maybe there's this other perspective from other pastors, Tongan Pacific Islanders pastors, but to me, with only my experience of moving here to United States, serving as a Tongan, move over here and serve, and I want us to take to another level of helping, and also to see that not taking is what God is providing for us, and sharing, that's what God wants us to serve one another.
The reason I joined the task force was because I could see the need in the community. And they approached me and asked me if I wouldn't mind being a part of the task force. And I thought, okay, for undocumented people, people who can't get AFDC, people who are like lost their job, this is right up my alley, doing what Christ has brought me here to do, to pass the love of Christ and to show people that I am a true believer in Jesus Christ. They know I'm a Christian by my love. So let's take this opportunity to show the community love. And just like the Methodist Church has shown me love, I thought that it would be a perfect opportunity to get outside of the walls and show love. So we started a food ministry, and as the people started coming, we started asking them, would they like to sign up for COVID-19 relief? Do they know anyone? Are they undocumented? We have these applications that are written in English and Spanish, and there's people around who don't even speak the same language as I do. And we address those needs by feeding them and asking them and pointing them in the right direction towards resources and giving them an opportunity to fill out a grant for us. And it's really been a great experience for me. You know, we do all we can for as long as we can, for as many as we can. And that shows who I am as a disciple of Jesus Christ for the transformation of the world.
I am very thankful to the committee on the relief fund because through that fund we have been able to help many people. And some of those people, they had a very hard time during the pandemic. And through this fund, we were able to help women and men that they were struggling with health issues, financial issues. And most of the people that we help, they are immigrants. Some of them, they don't have any legal documentation. So for them, it's even harder this time of pandemic. Some of the recipients, for example, were people who were working on the packaging houses. They were packaging fruit, and in those places there were a big outbreak. Even people have died, and so they lost their jobs, or some of them, they didn't continue working because the work conditions were very risky for them. Also, we help people that work on restaurants, restaurant employees. And during the pandemic, the restaurant industry in, I think, all the world had been affected. And so those people, they lost their jobs or their hours, they were cut. Also, we help a person who was cleaning. I had a cleaning job on the mall in Visalia. And with the COVID-19, she lost her job. We help also another family, and the mother used to work as a cafeteria worker. And with the pandemic, their hours were cut, and during some months, she didn't have any income because the schools were closed. We help also field workers that they have a big outbreaks in their rural areas and the agricultural industry. So for them had been very hard. We help also people who are housekeepers and they lost their clients. And the thing with this kind of work is they cannot work from home like us or another people. So people who works cleaning houses, they lost their clients or their clients got COVID. So it was a very difficult situation for them. We help also a family whose father works in a meat packaging plant where they have also a big outbreak, and for several months he lost her job. We help another family whose father is a plumber and he lost her job as well, but he was facing also serious illness with health conditions and diabetes. We help also another family whose father lost his job as a welder. And in that work, the answer that they gave to him, it was that he was too old for the work now during the COVID, and they want just young people. We help also a family whose father lost part of her hours in a dairy farm. And also we help another family whose mother worked as a child care worker, and also she was affected for this pandemic. We help another family of elderly people who didn't have enough to pay their health insurance, and they have to go and look for medical attention. And we have seen in our communities, in our church, that immigrants and Latino, they are likely to deal with more severe illness from COVID-19 because they have higher incidence in poverty. They live in overcrowded housing conditions, and the high the concentrations in jobs where physical distance is very difficult. So when we receive this help, and I want to thank the committee, Pastor Debra, Amanda Bulls, and Michelle, who lead us through in the process of application, that bring us hope. And it was a sign, a tangible sign of love for our neighbor.
Grounded in this work, we hope to bear witness to our faith. As Christians, we're called to love God above all else and to love our neighbors as we love ourselves. During this difficult time, many people have lost their health, their jobs, their livelihood, and even some loved ones. People have also lost hope. So we're called to pray, which we have done, but we're also called to act. Acts of mercy are not charity, they are acts of love. We've heard stories of suffering from our neighbors. In our area, the Latinx community has been especially hard hit, and many do not have access to any assistance at all, other than from church. Relief for the self-employed and the undocumented persons has been difficult to non-existent. Many have struggled with basic necessities. They need food. They need help to pay their rent. They need help to pay utilities and other needs like medicines and medical care. We've been trying to meet people and walk with them, well before this pandemic, but especially now during COVID. Uh, Life has made it clear that the ministry of the church is going to look different from here on out. We hope to feed people not only by distributing food, but also by sharing the hope of good news.